The other day I was looking at a dance video of mine from class, and I sat there and picked apart every wrong thing I did.
Yeah.
Not with a critical eye, not with a, oh, next time make sure you do this. It was more of a, why didn't you hit that? Why did you do that? Why does your face look like that? Why isn't your toe pointed? I had to rewind. I had to really pull myself back and say, you sound like a hater right now. You really sound like a hater. Because if there was someone else looking at my dance video and saying those same things, I would say this person's a hater, right? This person isn't acknowledging the effort in the video at all. This person isn't saying, oh, you did good with this part. Next time, maybe do this. This person's being a hater. And I, at that moment, was being my biggest hater. I know it's wrong, but it's definitely an ongoing process. We'll always go back and forth between being our biggest hater and then our biggest cheerleader. Today, I want to talk about how we can start showing up as our biggest cheerleader rather than our biggest hater all the time. We cannot expect others to validate us, applaud us, support us if we don't know how to do that for ourselves. If you are new here, my name is Quenisha and this is my channel, Hey Quenisha. Sometimes I post a little vloggy, sometimes I post a cute little sit down video like this. Either way, I am going to take you through how to balance your life, how to show up authentically as yourself, how to feel deserving, how to remain driven, how to show up as an icon, and how to forever evolve, okay? So if you don't know, that is my Baddie framework. If you want to learn more about my Baddie framework, there is a free quiz below in the description where you can take the quiz, and the quiz will give you results immediately after, where it'll tell you what is your strongest pillar and what is your weakest pillar, along with some recommendations. So if you are interested in that, just go and click below. Let's get into it. The first thing that you can do as you are becoming your biggest cheerleader is to acknowledge your effort. Now, in my dance video example, I was so quick to focus on what was not enough, what was not perfect, what was lacking, versus the effort that went into the video, which was a lot more than what wasn't. I showed up to the class. I learned the choreo retention was there. I missed some details. I didn't acknowledge my effort, all the effort that has gone into it. And the reason that is because our standards keep raising. If I raise the bar for myself one more time, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because I look back at my older dance videos and I look at the choreo now and I'm like, girl, that was so easy. Why didn't you get that? But in that moment, it was hard. So me looking at this video, those past videos, and saying, that was easy, why didn't you get that? That is acknowledging growth in me as a dancer. But as we get better at something, the bar constantly raises. So I can see why it is hard to acknowledge the effort. You have to tell yourself, you're not supposed to be perfect. You are supposed to keep growing. And I need to keep telling myself that. The effort that I put in deserves way more praise than a perfect video ever will, because we're doing what? Growing. You know that quote where it's like energy flows where your focus goes? If I'm constantly worrying about doubting myself, if I'm constantly putting energy into self-doubt, that's where I'm going to live, in a space of self-doubt. But if I put my energy and my focus towards loving myself and the effort and the progress and loving the process, then that is where I'm going to live. So really think about which space you want to live in and spend your most energy in. The second thing that we need to do is stop thinking, what will other people think? Oh my God. That is one of the biggest confidence killers and one of the biggest self-doubters. We live in this society where we do feel like we always have an audience, and some kind of way we always do, right? Like whenever you post something on social media, even if you aren't aspiring to be a content creator or influencer of some sort, when you post, you do have some sort of audience. That is a public platform, and it makes it feel like a lot of the things that we do are for others. But the truth is, people are too busy thinking about their own lives than to be thinking about yours. And if they aren't, then that's a problem. There are some people that invest too much energy in thinking about other people's lives. But you give your power away when you constantly worry about other people's opinions. You will never be able to control what another person is thinking about you, and you can't control the outcome of that. There's so many dance videos that I haven't posted and I won't post because I was like, oh my God, what are people gonna think? But ultimately, it doesn't matter what people think. It's a very hard thing to get away from, right? You want people, especially if you put something out there as an artist or creative, you want people to say it's good. You want people to say, wow, this is amazing. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Everybody wants to hear that. So if you don't receive that, then it's hard, right? But constantly seeking validation from others really disconnects you from your own voice. We know what's good. You know what is good and what is not good. Internally, you know that. There's something in you, at least in me. When I see something, I'm like, this is good. I like it. But then you start thinking, what will other people think? And then it kind of just discourages you from moving forward. Just do it for you. And I know it's hard. When we look for approval every time, we forget what our own yeses feel like. And you don't want to get to a space where you forget what your own yes feels like, your own voice, your own no. The last thing that we're going to do to be our own biggest cheerleaders is be comfortable with our own path. Comparison kills everything, right? They say that comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison also is the thief of creativity, confidence, all of that. Because when you are comparing your journey, your life to other people's, you forget what you're supposed to be doing. You lose sight of what's beautiful in your own life. You're not meant to follow someone else's timeline. You're not meant to follow someone else's path. All of us are on this earth with our own unique journeys. It's okay for us to have someone we admire or look up to, but you'll never get to where they are. I know that sounds harsh. Let's be concrete here. I love Beyonce. I'm never going to get to where Beyonce is. Now, what am I saying? Am I saying I will never be a giant pop star? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'll never follow the exact same path as Beyonce to get to where Beyonce is. Because everything that Beyonce went through in her life created this pathway for her. My own pathway will be created by my own thoughts, my own experiences. You will never be someone else, no matter how much you study their blueprint, no matter how many times you read their autobiography. You are your own person, and that is what is going to help you become your own biggest cheerleader. Being comfortable with your own path, being comfortable with who you are, and not only just being comfortable, embracing it and actually showcasing it, whatever that may mean to you, but just being authentically yourself. I talked about 3 mindsets that you can adapt to really embrace being your own cheerleader, but I also want to talk about a few practical things that you can do, because sometimes you have to start doing the practical things to build the mindset. It's so difficult to build a mindset. We always say, be resilient, be this, be that. And you're probably like, well, how do I do that? It starts with practical actions. It's just like creating your identity shift. You will never be your favorite version of yourself until you start doing the things that your favorite version of yourself does. Practical things you can do. Create like a hype folder or hype space. Whenever people say nice things to you, or you get certificates or just things like that, you know, when you were younger and you collected all of your awards in one folder and you look back at it and you're like, wow, look at all the things that I've accomplished. And that reaffirmed me, saying, wow, I'm a good student. I got AB honor roll. I got perfect attendance. I got the most books read, right? Keep those accomplishments that you receive as an adult to do the same thing, to reaffirm that you are who you say you are. Because I am not going to lie and tell you external validation does not matter. It does matter. I still keep all my certificates that I receive from work. Our resumes are somewhat of that as well. The second thing you can do is start talking to yourself like your best friend. Just stop looking at your videos and your pictures being a hater. Oh, my stomach looks too fat. Oh, my shoulders are broad. Oh, my hair is ugly. You wouldn't look at your friend's video, your friend's picture, and say that, right? How would I look at my best friend's picture that she shows me? And if it's not the best picture of her, how would I communicate that to her? I'd probably say, let me see another one because your hair looks a little out of place here. It's not, oh, your hair is ugly. Or, let me see another angle, right? It's not, oh, your gut's sticking out. It's, let me see another angle that could be more flattering. So it's not that you have to stop giving yourself critiques. It's just talk to yourself in a nicer way. Another thing that you can do, and I haven't done this recently, but I did enjoy it. It was writing down wins from the day. 3 small wins. It does not have to be major. Remember, I was writing them in my planner. Girl, my planner is blank. It's still sitting on May right now. I need to get to June, so I'm gonna get to June, and I did start documenting some things here. So I'm gonna get back to writing in my planner, but writing down your 3 wins or 2 wins from the day is good, and that helps you to acknowledge your effort. Your wins could just be made that important phone call I was supposed to make, read for 10 minutes, walked my dog for 10 minutes. Whatever it is, whatever you did that made you proud of yourself that day, that you checked that box, write it down. And it's helpful when you look back at those wins and you're like, good job, girl. And then the last thing that you can do to cultivate this cheerleader mindset is to mute or unfollow influencers and content that make you feel like you are not good enough. There is one content creator that I absolutely love. I'm obsessed with her. I'm obsessed with her aesthetic, her mindset, her lifestyle. But she is always posting listicles of ways to improve ourselves. And I love her, but I just can't deal with the constant listicles of how to improve. And she has everything. How to improve in your career, your beauty, your hair, your social life. She has everything covered. Initially, that's what drew me to her. I was like, wow, this girl knows so many things, and I wanted to learn as much as possible. But now I'm getting to the point where the listicles are just too much. I know she means well. Also, I know that type of content performs well, but I just cannot consume it because it overwhelms me. So I still want to support her, but I just scroll right past her because I don't think you can mute people on Instagram. I need to check. I'm sure there's a way to mute it. But honestly, whenever I see her video, I just scroll right past it. I don't want to unfollow her though. I don't know. So with that, we are getting ready to close out our video. Being your own cheerleader isn't about arrogant. It's about having your own back. If no one else is around you to speak life into you, you have to count on yourself to speak life into yourself. We need to stop waiting for permission to be proud of ourselves. Be proud of yourself just because you know your path, you see the consistency and the effort that you've put into things, and you know that it is a journey. So before you click out of this video, I want you to comment below, what can you do to show up for yourself this week? Or what can you do to really make sure that you applaud yourself this week to be your own biggest cheerleader? It is hot girl summer, and we are not being haters. We're not being haters for our friends. We're not being haters for ourselves. Okay? So let's tap into that baddie energy and do the right thing for ourselves. I will see you all in the next video. Until then, I hope you have a positively productive, self-loving day. Bye. Mwah.